Kate for putting up with my singing and dancing in the dressing room. At times, you've given me those weird looks, but it's how I look. Coach Alex and Andy are our pleased and announced and praised and accepted the TSN Accelerated Medical Program at the University of Louisville. We wish them all the best in the future endeavor. Would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank Alex Kenny for 20 years of dedication to coaching with Lewisville Minor Hockey. Years and run-outs after the season. Last but not least, number 19, Dominic Lewisville.
Thank you, Louise.
Really?
Ouais.
Tu fais de la peine de semaine?
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Après l'action finie,
Je vais rentrer à passer.
you'd be good to do OBS. And off to a quick start for the Grand Lake Wild. They have scored first on the man advantage, and quickly at that with Dax DeBover moving his way around the wraparound around Ryan Gallant out in the net, and quickly giving the Wild out to a 1-0 lead. And in between the pipes for Grand Lake is Morgan Barton getting the start. They have 2 goalies of their own, choosing one of them. There's a shot from the blue line that doesn't get all the way through. Lightning quickly bring it out. Moved his way up with speed along the left side, taking a slap shot was F1 offside, little collision. That one between Anthony F1 and McGee. Quickly dumped in by the Wild. A misplay by the Lightning defenseman. They eventually get it back. They move through the neutral end. It's Av1. Work up the left side, bringing in a shot that just misses the glove of Barton in the net and will wrap around all the way outside the zone. Skating back for it is Lidette. Looking for options and lays a flip pass over to Blanchard. That had gone past his twig and now on to Haley, who throws it by Blanchard and out to the middle. Still bouncing around a couple twigs before it ends up getting over to Gunter, who tries to make his way into the zone. Here's a pass picked off, moved his way in. There was a shot and didn't get enough of it. Now behind the net, thrown out in front. Still loose right next to Gallant, behind the net, still with it. Wild still cycle it around the offensive end. Goes to the blue line, they keep it in. Or a misplay, the Lightning get it up. Potential odd man rush and redeeming itself, just getting back in time is number 18, Jet Fasquel. Behind the net of the Wild. Moving it around the boards is Scribner. It's to the blue line, letting the shot in out of the glove. Rebound, another save. Kenny was on the lookout for it, and it just ended to the side of the net of Barton. One of the Lightning first few good chances. Thrown out in front again. That one's off the leg of a Lightning player. Another one going through the blue paint. Moving in to stop it at the blue line was Bouchard. That one didn't go, and it was taken away by Emberley, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty against the Lightning, so the Wild will go back over to the man advantage. Face-off will go over to the right of Gallant. Door in the Lewisville Lightning bench still open. They have 4 skaters on. Gallant's looking like he's at the bench. Quickly getting some repairs. Here we go, back on. And here we are, ready to drop the puck. Lightning off the draw. It's Boudreau. Trying to rim it around the boards. Caught at the line. Trying to work his way back in. Wild still with it. Puck out in front. It was on the stick. It was on the stick of Goddess for about half a second before a Lightning defenseman right there to pounce on it. A big stretch pass. Stepping in with a Gizzard with a sharp angle shot. That one's covered and whistled down by Barton. Now Lightning getting a short-handed offensive zone face-off. In the right face-off circle. This one unsuccessful by Kenny. Flipping it out was Miller. getting it out, stepping his way in. Is Fastwell the shot, save the rebound, they score! And the Wild are up 2-0 on 2 man advantage goals. And this one looks to be going to be in the credit of number 49, Dax DeBauver. He's going to get his second of the game on 2 penalties from Jackson Matthews early. First one for body checking. And most recent for a cross check. Layton are going to have to be aware they got to stay out of the box, getting 2 short-handed goals let up early. Wild in, sharp angle shot on Gallant. He'll make the easy save, didn't get too much of the shot. It looks like they'll credit this one to Fastwell. DeBauer's going to get the assist. Regardless, DeBauver, he has a 2-point night to start off this morning, just 7 minutes into this initial period. Battling for it right next to the Wild blue line. Brought back in by Grand Lake, circling his way around the net is Emberley, leaving that on front side of the net. Loose chance, still loose next to the pad of Gallant before it's thrown up into the corner. Boudreau throws it along the wall. This one's going to go for icing. It's a Group A versus Group C matchup. Grand Lake, they are second in Group A. Lightning also second, being granted admission with the host privileges. There's another chance. The shot, that one turned away by the pad of Gallant. Trying to move his way behind the net to Blackman. Still loose about at the ringette line. Lightning end up getting it out and into center. Cross-ice pass off the board. It's McGee. Throwing it up, trying to see Gunter. It's Blackman and Gunter going around the net. Gunter successful possession. He trying to leave that one off. In the corner, trying to see. Cleared out and quickly shot back in by Levine. Lightning taking their time. Here's a stoppage right at the blue line. Looks like that was DeBauver again, showing his on-ice presence so far. 2 points. And he had almost gotten the puck there in the middle. Moving out with it. Gunter trying to move his way past and just couldn't get by Boudreau. Lightning cleared out. 1-on-1. Moving in. There's a shot that's wide of the net. Bounces behind the net. That was F1 again. He has the only 2 real good chances for Lewisville so far. And there's going to be an icing on Grand Lake. We bring it around the board. Is Scribner and just out of the reach of some Lightning defensemen. Behind the net, Scribner flipping it high and just above the official. Trying to move his way outside his zone is Cypher. Had almost moved that one up over for Bailey. Will be cleared back down by the Lightning, and another icing call. A lot of icings present so far. We're getting towards 10 minutes played so far in period 1. Grand Lake up by a score of 2-0. Those 2 goals by the Wild. Quick break. First one was from DeBoover. And the second from Fastwell, both on the man advantage. And again, looks like that break was due something to do with the equipment of Gallant. That's 2 so far. Quick face-off win. A drive from the blue line off the pad of Gallant. Rebound thrown out, and that went way too far for anyone. That was Cypher on his backhand, just trying to throw that out in the slot, and had gone too far under it. There's Matthews bumping up with Levine, trying to go behind the net for Gazard. Throwing that out. Matthews on his backhand. Turned away by Barton, still loose, bouncing around, almost got into Kennedy. Now it's quickly brought out. Up with speed is Molnar. Breakaway, backhand, denied by Gallant. Still in the Lightning corner. They moved around behind the net, or that was right over in the crease. A dangerous chance for the Wild. Again, they have been buzzing around the Lightning so far in this initial game. There's a shot from Cypher that's blocked right out in front of him. Lightning try to quickly bring it back the other way, and he is apprehended by Haley as he clears in behind the net. Moved around the boards by Alex Boudreau. Thrown across and cleared into the zone of the Wild. Across the boards it'll go. The Wild quickly moving up with speed. Going around the net is Bailey. Looking, has it in his feet. Poke checked. Now finding it out in the corner. Moving his way around the net is Emberly. Still looking for a pass. Still with it on his backhand. Now being tied with a couple Lightning players. And Lewisville is now successful in bringing it out. Trying to move back in. It's Learette. Thrown it in front off his stick. Deflected the blue line and barely kept in. But maybe a break. Skating up, Austin Emberly all alone. Emberly shoots. And what a save from Gallant. He didn't know where it was. It was under him. Even Gallant had thought it went in the net. Draw to the right of Gallant, thrown across the wall. This one kept in at the line. Got us out in the corner. And tried to put it out towards the blue line and brought out. Wild still with it. In the zone waiting out for it. Lightning quickly trying to move in. There looked to have been slight intent of a body check. Video feed currently down. As we wait to get it back, it's at the Lewisville blue line. And whistle down for what looks to be offside. In a 2-0 game, it's DeBoover and Fastwell both capitalizing on the man advantage so far as we near the end of period 1. Facing off, taken out by the Wild again. Fastwell all alone being chased. Moves to his forehand and scores! And it's Fastwell again, his second of the game. This one being short-handed. And he makes it 3-0 in favor of the Wild. Lightning on their first man advantage of the game, allowing a shorthanded goal. Not good for the momentum at all. Lirette pass to the middle, thrown across. It's Av1. Waiting, trying to throw it up to the net. That one's tipped and taken away by Gunter. He's with Fastwell. Gunter waits, backhand, the fast goal, and couldn't quite get the shot off. There's a big collision right along the Lightning bench. And it looks like we're gonna have 2 penalties coming up. I've one in for the Lightning, and we do have offsetting penalties. Still 1:16 left to go on the Grand Lake man advantage. But 3:47 it is. Jet Fastwell getting Grand Lake's 3rd goal. This period comes close to an end, just over 3 minutes left. 3-0 Wild. And Lewisville just over a minute left on the man advantage. Still struggling to get out of their zone, however, it's cleared back in by McGee. Passed up Gazard. Now with the successful zone exit, it's quickly stolen and brought back to the Wild end. It's Bailey moving around his own cage. Waits, throws it out. This one's going to be deflected off the leg of Miranda. There's another shot by the Wild just over, then hitting the glass. Best chance of the game that we've seen. Short-handed so far for Grand Lake. Thrown out, unable to be gloved down by Kennedy, as well as McNaughton back in his own end. Across the boards it'll go. Lightning trying to bring it up with speed, taken away by Bailey again. He has been key short-handed so far. Moving around his cage, thrown out. This one over the stick of Kenny and back for McNaughton. McNaughton waits, gets that one for Kenny. Past Bailey, trying to cut in and rating right there. Bailey once more. Back in the Wild zone, off the boards. Bailey unable to clear, shot towards the net that misses. Power play now expired for the Lightning. Throw up across the board. Down the ice it'll go, and they race for icing. McNaughton given a bit of a bump by number 72, Gage Emberley. Lightning offensive zone time, blue line, the shot just misses the net. Safer attempt to clear it out, this one by Blackman. Skating up Emberley, waiting, shooting, denied by the pads of Gallant. He had looked to go 5-hole, and Gallant had other plans. Emberley trying to move his way back in. Out to center, brought back out. And into the Wild zone. Moving away around the net was Miller. Throwing it across, Cypher. That one poked off his stick by Blackman. Blanchard. Around the net, Miller. Turned it right back into the shin pads of Blanchard. And net coming off. Facing off one and quickly cleared by Haley. Thrown back in by the Lightning. Around the net with it, it's thrown against the wall. Kept back in. With another attempt at it by Levine. Ends up putting it to the blue line. Thrown back, caught down by Levine. Catch it down by the hash marks and moving it out himself. Still wheeling up that left side. Levine hits the brakes. I try to throw it in front. Here's Emberly, top of the slot. To his D-man, the shot, and it's Gallant standing up to make the save. Quickly moved out by the Lightning and shot all the way down. And that marks the end of our period one. It's going to be 3-0 Grand Lake Wild. First goal coming from DeBover, and the next two from Fastwell. Stick around after a quick break for period two action. And here we are for period two, 15 minutes set up on the clock. Skating with it, Avon. Moving in, that's Kennedy rather with the shot, and a quick save made by Barton. Wow, up with speed. Emberly moving through the two defensemen had split the D. Thrown out, slow moving puck towards Gallant. He swats it away. Blue line, move back towards the crease. Out in the corner, Bailey right through the crease. Bailey again right through the blue paint, no one there. And the Lightning have been lucky not surrendering a couple goals. There's a shot that's turned away by Barton. I believe that's Gazard that was moving up with speed. To the blue line. This one's going to be blocked in by McNaughton as they now fight for it towards the boards. Wow, quickly cleared out. What a pass from tape to Emberly. Skating in on McNaughton. Couldn't quite cut over to the middle. It's Lidet fighting for the loose puck before it's shot back in to the Lewisville corner. Behind the net, trying to move that out in front was Austin Emberly. Blanchard trying to step outside the zone. I tried to move that over across to Gazard. Moving back with it had been Bailey, and we got a delayed penalty. Another one coming up against the Lightning. Emberly in, saucer pass. The shot turned away by the blocker of Gallant. What an amazing play. The beautiful saucer pass from number 72, Gage Emberly. And it looks like we're going to get Gazard going to the box for a trip. But here we are with that again. Emberly seeing his man perfectly. That's what you call tape to tape. So another man advantage for the Wild. They are currently 2 for 2 on that so far. Behind the net, moving around with it, McGee. Trying to throw that up over against the wall. Lidet went back, has some time, and will successfully throw it down the ice. Behind the net, Austin Emberly still working his way with it before sending them over to Cypher. Wild still worked their way up. Blanchard trying to cut it off, gets it, and just is able to shoot it outside the zone. Went over the stick of DeBoover. Wild skate it back in, cutting to the middle, trying to get a shot off was McGee, and just never had the right opportunity to do so. Behind the net, Gagnon finds it in the left face-off circle, throws it out. This one's just not kept in, but it's tipped and almost corralled, however, by Robertson. Robertson again, trying to leave it off to his teammate. That one would have been DeBoover. Skating back up. McGee waiting, shooting just over the cage. Cypher with the net. It's at the side of the net, and the refs just blow it down as it finally gets back into play. Leclerc stepping into the face-off circle. He had won that against Emberly, skating around and successfully will fire it the length of the ice. Wild cycle it around their own end. Here's Leclerc. He disrupts to the middle and just couldn't able to get a shot as Av1. Here's another shot turned away by the chest of Barton. And what a chance we just saw from Anthony Av1. And he had just fumbled it in the last second of getting a perfect slot shot, but it was left off for Damian Boudreau, who had a rip at it. It was denied by Barton. Not too much time left on the man advantage for the Wild. Quickly clear back up, one-on-one, skating in. The shot moving to his backhand, and Gallant goes flying into the net. Lightning not impressed with it, and we're going to have another penalty. It looks like Fast School. Looks like he's about to get called. Hopefully Gallant's all right. He took a hard fall. Fast School and came in with tons of speed. I tried to put it to his backhand. And Gallant looks to be all right. Just shaken up a little bit. So now the tides turn. We may see a Lightning power play. Here it is again. Moved up with tons of speed. I tried to get around Boudreau. And we have a Grand Lake penalty with the Lightning at a defensive zone draw. One by the host, Lewisville Lightning. Donor around the board to try to get that one over to Blackman. Shot back in by Emberly, taken away by Boudreau. Blue line, waiting, shooting, blocked. Here's Bailey, moving his way around in the corner. Had tried to make his way past Leclerc. Doan had tried to move that one out past the shin pads of Scribner. Now the Wild have possession out in their own end. Thrown up, it's Emberly. Moving back for it had been Boudreau. Moved across to the opposite side, skating up. What a move. Looked like that was Moeller. Doan. Across, Hambrook. Trying to see Leclerc, back for Doan. Moves his way across the blue line. Behind the net, it's Scribner. Putting his brakes out in the corner and then making a nice pass up for Emberly. Going up against one, and another penalty coming up to the Lightning. And when Gage Emberly has the puck, it's hard to stop him. And sometimes your only really way to stop him is just try to get the stick inside his chest, and that's what Hambrook does here. Looking like he may have gotten a stick up high as well on that. So we'll have a 4-on-4 for 56. And then we'll see a little bit of a Grand Lake man advantage. Thrown around the wall, stopped, shot. This one's going to miss the net wide of Gallant. Of one. Tried to move it past his man out in front. It's Boudreau. Bring it back towards the blue line, still kept in. Damian Boudreau, it's loose in his feet. Taking it over to the corner was Emberly. Austin Emberly still with it. Pressure from Damian Boudreau. Emberly waits, tries a shot, and stick tied up by Boudreau perfectly, and not taking a penalty on that as well. Boudreau again had put it in the feet of DeBoover. Trying to move it out for the Lightning is Kennedy. Grand Lake in their defensive zone. Kenny working his way towards the middle. Now it's a Grand Lake man advantage. Coming out of the box was Fasquell on his interference, on his goalie interference penalty. Hambrook still stays in for just over 40 seconds for a hook. You're just tuning in, the first goals. The only 3 goals came from Grand Wild. There's a shot denied by Gallant. It's under him. Where is it? Unsure before it's steered out over into the corner. Scary for the Lightning, especially so far. Gallant a couple times. He makes a save and then is unsure of where the puck's located. You're just tuning in. First 3 goals are coming in the first period from the Wild. First one from DeBoover, the next 2 from Fasquell. The first 2 on the man advantage. And the latest one shorthanded. That shot's deflected up into the protective netting. And our next game at 12 o'clock, we see KV taking on Restigouche North in the second game of this year's 2025 U18 House Provincials, taking place right here at the K and at the Byron Dobson in Riverview. Face off taken by Lewisville. Shot up against the boards by Alex Avon. This one going to go for hand pass. And there was another penalty on Lewisville that had happened somewhere. Must have been after the play. It's a 5-on-3 for 1:54. Looks to have been an error. It's just a 5-on-4 power play, rather, for the Wild, as it's quickly shot down by Lirette. Around the boards, it's Cypher going up against Boudreau. It's Damian Boudreau that wins it and taken back by Emberly. Now it's a 2-on-1. Led by Emberly. Pass across. Can't knock it down. It's still knocked in the air by Avon off a high stick, touched up by, or it's not. That it looked to have been touched up by Tyson Cypher. But some great hand-eye coordination displayed by Alex Avon. Continuously keeping it high in the air. Face-off taken by Grand Lake. Emberly moving his way to the net, to his backhand, and he is upended by the body of Avon. Emberly going down to the side of the net. Gallant, Lirette. Behind the net, we're going to have a penalty here against Grand Lake behind the play. Lightning work their way up. It's Lirette still with it. Potential holding. We may have 2 calls against Grand Lake. And it looks like it may be that way. Here's the first one. Watch right in front of the net. Just a collision. Or it looks to be just Tyson Cypher, so a 4-on-4 for 58 seconds. Or maybe we do have 2 Wild players going to the box. It's Kalen Jenkins stepping in, so maybe 2 calls against Grand Lake. So it looks like we're going to have a 4-on-3 for 58 seconds. So it's a 4-on-3 for 49. Or maybe not. Looked like Kennedy potentially had gone a call against him. Looks like he was just offside. So currently in the box for Lewisville is Malachi McNaughton. He is serving a too many men penalty. Backhander to the side of the net, denied by Gallant. Now there's 2 Wild penalties. It's Cypher and Jenkins in the box right now. We'll soon see exactly what it is for, but the Lightning now have a key opportunity to get on the board in this game. They'll stop it in at the blue line. Thrown up against the boards. No one by Kennedy. Wild bring it back. It's Bailey. Cutting back, not dumping it. Notices he has some time and space and is going to use it. Tries to throw it out. Banked in by the skate. But it looks like it's Leclerc. Hit the inside of his skate. McNaughton now out of the box. 5-on-3. That one for just under a minute. Leclerc. Drop pass Kennedy. Kennedy steps in. Tries to go across. And it looked like he had tried to hit Hambrook. Was unsuccessful in doing so. There's Bailey. Has plenty of time, and down the ice it'll go. Passed up, Blanchard. Unable to corral it, so it's sent to Scribner and outside the zone. Kennedy. Over the blue line. Accidental drop pass. Blackman stepping in and tried a shot along the ice, deflected away by Scribner. And successfully iced by the Wild. Lucas Blackman in his own end, throwing it by Emberley. That one in the skates of Gazard. Thrown back. This one past Blackman will go behind that of Gallant. Emberley had taken a bit of a tumble. There's Kennedy. There's a pass. Intercepted. Working in toe drag. The shot blocked by the skate of Blackman as it's now full strength. Two Wild players right out of the penalty box and onto the ice. And a very dangerous chance, but Gallant standing tall. Again, another chance. Throw it in front. They score! And right after killing a 5-on-3, it's going to be Austin Emberley getting a perfect feed. Waiting right on the slot from Dax DeBoover. It's along the ice right through the 5-hole of Gallant. And that's going to be 4-0 in favor of the Wild. And we get down to less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. We'll have a break for the Flood after 2. And be back with the third. Walking in, Leclerc, the shot scores! And the Lightning have finally gone on the scoreboard. It's Cedric Leclerc making no mistake, heading in on the right side and sniping it to the top shelf. And the Lightning respond back quickly. Now 4-1, cutting into that 4-goal deficit. Foot raised for it. Emberley going up against Boudreau. Well, that's Cypher, rather. Had almost gotten the best of Boudreau. Boudreau trying to pass out to Hambrook. Deflected off his stick. Deflected off his tape. Hambrook and Leclerc 2-on-1. Hambrook cutting wide. Tried to throw that out in the crease, and that one's covered by Morgan Barton. Wanting it to take the draw to the right of Barton. Won by the Lightning at the blue line. Shot back in by Alex Boudreau. Behind the net, turned around by Miranda. Some battling loose for it in the corner. Grand Lake Wild zone. Rim around. Miller, blue line, kept in by the backhand of McNaughton. Quickly turned around. The Wild go back the other way. Great defense, Alex Boudreau. Stopping Fasquel on a one-on-one. There's a pass, again, attempted for Fasquel through the crease. Emberley waits along the ring line, trying to shoot it in, blocked by Avon. Not sure where the puck is, cleared back in. Alex Boudreau. Rimmed around the wall. Blanchard had evaded a bump from Robertson. Loose out in the blue paint, still whacking at it. That's taken back by Alex Avon, skinny with speed. Avon almost all alone, far shot, and that one turned away by Barton. It's the last Lightning goal. It's Leclerc from Doan at 4:41 of period 2. Wild out with speed. It was Emberley trying to put it out to the middle. Alex Avon poked off. It had been left off for Hambrook. Fasquel tried to bring it in and came in backwards, and that's going to be called offside. Pass from Gagnon. Moving up is Kennedy. Cutting wide. Throwing into the corner. Gazard out in front for Kennedy, and it just didn't get a twig on it. Another shot attempt from the defense. Gagnon. Into the corner. Flipped up and high by Scribner. This one almost kept in at the line and thrown back against the wall. Deflects out to center. Gazard. I tried the other one. Or for Kennedy. Shot back out of the neutral zone. Gazard off the wall. It's given away. The Wild go back. The shot blocked by the shin pads of Lirette. A rebound denied by the pad of Gallant. Waiting for it and anticipating the rebound is Robert Bailey. Against the wall. Emberly working the shot. Denied again by the pad of Gallant. The Wild shooting all their shots low onto the pad of Gallant, looking for rebounds that he may be giving up. There was Gaddis. Unable to get a shot off, and it's worked back towards the end of the Wild. Shot and deflected high. That one off the stick of Lirette. Wild quickly turn and make it back the other way. It's intercepted. Bailey behind his own cage. Hard against the wall, trying to get that one over for Gaddis. Back skating is Lirette. Looking for an option with pressure from Ryland Gaddis. Tried to thread the needle and send that one up over for Doan. He goes battling in the corner. Doan out in front, the pass. Couldn't we get a shot off? Still loose, they score! And the Lightning have now made it a 2-goal deficit. Can't pinpoint quite who got it loose out in front. It's Gazard, the first in the handshake line. So look, it looks like it's Seth Gazard finding that loose puck and firing it past Barn. That pass had been intended for Kennedy, had been deflected, and a lucky bounce for the Lightning. It goes right to Seth Gazard. And with the shot he has, that's going in 10 times out of 10. Doan right up against the hash marks, trying to move its way outside the zone. DeBoover upending him, finding at the Riet line. The shot turned away by Gallant. It's Blackman that had looked at it right out in front. Blackman tried to get that one over for Doan. The Wild again intercepting. Emberly with a shot, and that one deflected into the corner. Boudreau battling with two Wild players thrown out in front. Still loose out in the crease before it's shot by Boudreau. This one just going to be kept in, or it's not going to be called offside. Last Lewisville goal, it's Gazard from Doan and Kennedy at 1:16 of the second period. Now just down by 2 goals with 33 and some left to go. Avon had tried to skate it in. It was quickly stick checked off the puck. Walking in, trying to get a shot off that had looked to be, I believe it was Scrimmer at the blue line. A shot denied by Gallant in the dying seconds. Off the draw out in front, denied by Gallant. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. Whacking at it is DeBoover and Molnar. Again, Ryan Gallant able to make up for it. There's the last shot. And the chance right with Gallant. It's underneath his pads and has just enough of it to get a whistle from the officials. Avon trying to work his way out. DeBoover with a shot. That one sticked away by Gallant. McNunn thrown up against the wall. Less than 5 seconds left. Blanchard with it on his backhand. Lightning get it outside the zone. And that will end our period 2. Making it 4-2 in favor of the Grand Lake Wild. Stick around about 10 minutes for the intermission. And so recapping the goals in the first period, it was DeBoover on the power play, then Fastwell on the man advantage, and Fastwell again 6 minutes later shorthanded. It was 3-0 Wild after 1. And the second period, Austin Emberly capitalized for the Wild, making it 4-0, and has been all Lewisville since then, with Leclerc and Gazard scoring it just over a minute left.
Quick shot. That's blocked by the pant of the Hawks.
Blue line for Alain, kept out. There's a shot that just misses the net. Nolan, turnaround shot right in front. He scores. Another chance. Blue line, Scott. Sent across. Nathan LeBlanc. The shot deflected. Rebound. They score. Roger creating a chance, and here come the Flyers up with speed. Miller getting it out, stepping his way in, is fastball, the shot, save the rebound, they score! He shoots, and what a save from Galan, he didn't know where. Lightning offensive zone time, blue line, the shot just misses the net. One by Blackman, skating up Emberley, waiting, shooting, denied by puck towards Galan, he swats it away, blue line, move back towards the crease, on the corner, Bailey right through the one there. And the Lightning have been lucky not surrendering a couple goals. There's a shot that's turned away by a delayed penalty. Another one coming up against the Lightning. Emberley in, saucer pass. The shot turned away by the block. Skating back up. McGee waiting, shooting just over the cage. The middle, and just couldn't able to get a shot as that one. Here's another shot turned away by the check. Clear back up, one-on-one, skating in. The shot moving to his backhand, and Galan putting his brakes out in the corner and then making a nice pass up for Emberley. Going up against one, and another penalty coming. The only 3 goals that came from Grand Wild. There's a shot denied by Galan. It's under him. Where is it? Side of the net, Galan. Liret. Behind the net, we're going to have a penalty. So currently in the box for Lewisville is Malachi McNaughton. He is serving a too many men penalty. Backhander to the side. Well, there's Kennedy. There's a pass. Intercepted. Working in, toe drag, the shot blocked by the skate. And a very dangerous chance, but Gallant standing tall. Again, another chance, third in front, they score! And be back with the third, walking in, Leclerc, the shot, score! Leclerc, 2-on-1, Hammer cutting wide, tried to throw that out in the crease, and that one's covered. Naughton. Quickly turned around, the Wild go back the other way. Great defense back by Alex Avon, skating with speed. Avon almost all alone, far shot, and then moving up is Kennedy, cutting wide, throwing into the corner. Gazard out in front for Kennedy, and it's given away. The Wild go back, the shot blocked by the shin pads of Nita. A rebound denied by against the wall. Emberley working the shot, denied again by the pass. Then that one up over for Doan. He goes battling in the corner. Doan out in front, the pass. Couldn't we get a shot off? Still loose, they score. Down to Boover. Upending him, finding at the Riet line. The shot turned away by Gallant. It's Blackman that had a shot off that had looked to be, I believe it was Scrimmer at the blue line. A shot denied by. Off the draw out in front, denied by Gallant. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. Miller getting it out, stepping his way in, is fastball, the shot, save the rebound, they score! He shoots, and what a save from Galan, he didn't know where. Lightning offensive zone time, blue line, the shot just misses the net. One by Blackman, skating up Emberley, waiting, Shooting denied by puck towards Gallant. Swats it away. Blue line, move back towards the crease. On the corner, Bailey right through the corner there. And the Lightning have been lucky not surrendering a couple goals. There's a shot that's turned away by a delayed penalty. Another one coming up against the Lightning. Emberly in, saucer pass. The shot turned away by the block. Skating back up. McGee waiting, shooting just over the cage. The middle, and just couldn't able to get a shot as Av1. Here's another shot turned away by the shot. Clear back up, one-on-one, skating in. The shot moving to his backhand, and Gallant putting his brakes out in the corner and then making a nice pass up for Emberly. Going up against one, and another penalty coming. The only 3 goals that came from Grand Wild. There's a shot denied by Gallant. It's under him. Where is it? Side of the net, Gallant. Liadet behind the net. We're going to have a penalty. So currently in the box for Lewisville is Malachi McNaughton. He is serving a too many men penalty. Backhander to the side. Well, there's Kennedy. There's a pass. Intercepted. Working in, toe drag. The shot blocked by the skate. And a very dangerous chance, but Gallant standing tall. Again, another chance. Third in front, they score. And be back with the third. Walking in, Leclerc. The shot, score. Leclerc 2-on-1. Hammer cutting wide. Tried to throw that out in the crease, and that one's covered. Naughton. Quickly turned around. The Wild go back the other way. Great defense back by Alex Av1. Skating with speed. Av1 almost all alone. Far shot. And then moving up is Kennedy. Cutting wide. Throwing into the corner. Gazard out in front for Kennedy. And it's given away. The Wild go back. The shot blocked by the shin pads of Nita. A rebound denied by against the wall. Emberly working the shot. Denied again by the pass. Then that one up over for Doan. He goes battling in the corner. Doan out in front. The pass. Couldn't we get a shot off? Still loose. They score. Doan to Boover. Upending him. Finding at the ring line. The shot turned away by Gallant. It's Blackman that had a shot off. That had looked to be, I believe it was Scrimmer at the blue line. A shot denied by. Off the draw out in front. Denied by Gallant. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. Miller getting it out, stepping his way in. Is Fastwell, the shot, save the rebound, they score! He shoots, and what a save from Gallant. He didn't know where. Lightning offensive zone time, blue line, the shot just misses the net. One by Blackman, skating up Emberly, waiting, shooting denied by puck towards Gallant. Swats it away, blue line, move back towards the crease. On the corner, Bailey right through the corner there. And the Lightning have been lucky not surrendering a couple goals. There's a shot that's turned away by a delayed penalty. Another one coming up against the Lightning. Emberly in, saucer pass. The shot turned away by the block. Skating back up. McGee waiting, shooting just over the cage. The middle, and just couldn't able to get a shot as Av1. Here's another shot turned away by the shot. Clear back up, one-on-one, skating in. The shot moving to his backhand, and Gallant putting his brakes out in the corner and then making a nice pass up for Emberly. Going up against one, and another penalty coming. The only 3 goals that came from Grand Wild. There's a shot denied by Gallant. It's under him. Where is it? Side of the net, Gallant. Liadet behind the net. We're going to have a penalty. So currently in the box for Lewisville is Malachi McNaughton. He is serving a too many men penalty. Backhander to the side. Well, there's Kennedy. There's a pass. Intercepted. Working in, toe drag. The shot blocked by the skate. And a very dangerous chance, but Gallant standing tall. Again, another chance. Third in front, they score. And be back with the third. Walking in, Leclerc, the shot, score! Leclerc 2-on-1. Hammer cutting wide, tried to throw that out in the crease, and that one's covered. None. Quickly turned around, the Wild go back the other way. Great defense back by Alex Avon. Skinny with speed. Avon almost all alone. Far shot. And then moving up is Kennedy. Cutting wide, throwing into the corner. Gazard out in front for Kennedy, and a it's given away. The Wild go back. The shot blocked by the shin pads of Vida. A rebound denied by against the wall. Emberly working the shot. Denied again by the pass. Then that one up over for Doan. He goes battling in the corner. Doan out in front. The pass. Can we get a shot off? Still loose. They score. No, DeBoover. Upending him. Finding at the Riet line. The shot turned away by Gallant. It's Blackman that had a shot off. That had looked to be, I believe it was Scrimmer at the blue line. A shot denied by. Off the draw out in front. Denied by Gallant. Rebound still loose in the blue paint. Starting up the second renewal video feed for right now. That should be up momentarily. There's a shot in and out of the glove of Barnon over the net. Another great chance. Believe that's Braden Kennedy that had walked down and attempted to go top shelf. The Wild go the other way. Another crash into Gallant, and Gallant is not happy. The second time Ryan Gallant has been ran over so far in this game. And Gallant there taking matters into his own hands and getting involved with the rough stuff. And it looks like we have one Lightning player going to the box. For now, that's Miguel Gagnon. And that may be all we have. So Grand Lake to a 4-minute man advantage out of that. Man being costly for the Lightning as they are down 2 goals and looking to come back from a deficit of 4-0. Gazard with some great work out in the corner, pinning the puck up and killing tons of time. And that bonus, it's even in the Wild zone. Lightning still cycle it around out in the middle. Taken away by Bailey. He circles back in his own end, scans the ice, and looks for his options. Rink wide, had tried to bank that one up against the boards, over for Jenkins. Working in Emberly, the shot, that goes way high and will hit the glass. Again, caught at the line. Saucer pass, knocked down, deflected. This one may get outside the zone, it will. Potential break. Moving up with speed, Kennedy tried to move his way around the corner over Miranda. Jenkins, pass to the middle, Bailey. Bailey across, that one denied out in front by Boudreau. Wild still with it, rink wide, blue line, waiting, shooting, blocked, and almost cleared. They have another chance. Gallant again, not sure where it is. It's behind the net, thrown out in front. And again, not a clear. It stays in for the Wild. It's Jenkins sending across. Emberly the shot. That one's just missing the net. Around at the ringette line. Sent down into the zone. Back up. Bailey to the middle. The shot blocked by the shin pad of Boudreau. And cleared out. And half the penalty so far expired. Very good penalty kill work for the Lightning, being able to clog the lanes and block some shots. It looks like we have a 4-minute minor for Ryan Gallant, goaltender, getting a 4-minute call, and a 10-minute also against Ryan Gallant. And that's going to be served by Miguel Gagnon. Up against the boards, Bailey again trying to work his way in. He's upended by Hambrook. Shot up against the boards and cleared down the ice. Under a minute and a half, behind the cage of Barton. Trying to get it was McGee. McGee now stealing it from DeCloud, trying to work his way up past Doan. Staying back in with it was Levine trying to get a shot off and was just unable to do so. Wild to the middle, the shot attempt. Blue line, another shot. This one's blocked. Doan nearing the hash marks. Off the boards and outside the zone it'll go. Barton leaving it for his D-man. Fast goal taken away. Avon, sharp angle shot, just lifting it over the bar. Almost a short-handed goal for the Lightning. A couple inches of doing so. Lose it within in their own end. Trying nifty dangles. Fast goal into his forehand. Denied by Ryan Gallant. To the blue line. That one's going to get past Miller. Still kept in. Cypher waiting. Attempting to get a shot and just couldn't corral the puck. Now just 10 seconds left for Gagnon in the box, serving Ryan Gallant's penalty. Thrown out in front. It's loose. Blue line kept in. Boudreau in his feet. Unsure of where it is. Power play now expired. Miller unable to see it. It's a one trying to throw that out. Emberly up against the boards. Blocked in. And a big collision. The Wild try to go back the other way. Rattling number between a couple twigs. It's Emberly working in. He goes flying. Where it looked like, again, another accidental collision. Have one. I tried to skate it through center. Emberly rather, trying to work his way again. Has a shot, fires, and that's blocked off of the chest of Gallant. Bruno in the center. Weaving his way around is Bailey. Poked loose. Blanchard tried to send that to Avon. Thrown outside the zone by Austin Emberly. Wild still in. It's Bailey. It tried to center it. And finally a stoppage of play at just over 9.5. Lightning getting a clutch penalty kill and getting rid of a 4-minute double minor. Lightning up with speed. It's Gazard waiting, tried to throw it back into the middle, and he was upended. There's a big crash behind the net. Looked like Matthews had lost his footing. Back up with speed. Emberly poked away by Lucas Blackman. While trying to maneuver it out. It's Leclerc. Back into the zone. What a move from Robert Bailey, sending Kennedy to the floor with his hands. The shot out in front that doesn't make it his way through. Emberly to the middle in the slot, taken away by Blackman and thrown out past the blue line. Flat back in by Austin Emberly. Behind the net, Lightning with time. There's Matthews with a bit of a stretch pass along the red line. Pass attempt didn't go through. Second try to Kennedy. Here's Gazard. The shot turned away by the chest of Barton. Lewisville again now getting some of the momentum, getting a couple chances now after a very clutch, to say the least. That goes without saying. The double minor penalty, there's a pass that's just out of the reach of Sam Doan. Thrown against the wall by McGee. Attempting to maneuver around a defenseman is Fasquel to the net. The shot, and somehow that one stays out. It didn't look like Gallant got a stick or any of his body on it. In the defensive zone of the Lightning, they throw it out to center. Leclerc unable to corral it. It's sent to the defenseman. We're back into the zone of Grand Lake. Around 7.5 to go, and still the Wild are up 4-2. Now moving in, Fasquel, the shot. That one didn't get through. Another chance off the pad of Gallant. Nice little nifty dangle in his own end by Lirette. Around the boards for Doan. Doan trying to put that to the middle. That went dangerously off the skate of a Wild player. Back for Doan. Doan through center. Loses it on his own accord. Moving his way back in. Looks like that was Leclerc that had been sent down to the ground with possession of the puck. Blue line sent back in. Hambrook tied up, going to the ground. Skating back up with it. Dolan McGee. Didn't get too far as he now goes rink wide. Fasquel, what a toe drag. Fasquel in the shot. Above the net it goes, and he is rocked after the play. Two players, one for their respective team, going down right next to the net. Rimmed around the boards. This one again just held in for the moment. Now taken back fast with a shot. Again, another save from Gallant, coming up clutch this third period. Again, around the boards, having another try. This one's going to be blocked in by Jenkins once more. The shot just misses the net. Lightning eventually clear, and finally a little breather after being hounded, but here comes Eberle up with speed, drop pass, slap shot, and another great save from Gallant. have another look at it. It's Gage Emberly slowing down and dropping it. Reads it perfectly for Robert Bailey, who is waiting right for it and just doesn't get a lot of it as it goes on to Orion Gallant. Pass in the middle. That was off the shin pads of Av1. Bailey trying to scoop it in. Pass from Austin Emberly. Trying to get that one over to Gage Emberly. Kept in it. Scribner working his way into the zone. Lightning win the face-off. It's chopped out but brought back in by Bailey. Hits the brakes, looks to the center, and that pass is intercepted and picked off. Bailey down in the corner, trying to throw that loose out in front and try to see Austin Emberly. Emberly now had moved his way into the corner. He was hounded by two Lightning defensemen behind Bailey. Puck had been behind him, it now goes across the boards. Bank down. Emberly again. Going behind the cage, loose out in front of the shot, they score! From Emberly to Emberly. Looks like Gage sets up Austin and makes it a 5-2 game in favor of Grand Lake. That's going to be Austin Emberly with the goal. And at least one assist is going to go to Gage Emberly. That wrapped around behind the net. And sees his fellow Emberly out in front and makes no mistake, laying a perfect one-timer. And that one just no chance for Gallant to see it in between the pipes there. Tie up off the draw. Jenkins had tried to push it out. Kennedy back in. Pass Gazard, the shot, and turned away from Barton. And what a beautiful play that was from right off the draw as well. Flipped up, out of the zone it'll go. Trying to work up with speed is DeBoover. Taken away and a saucer pass to Matthews. He tries to go rink wide out in front. Soft pass, Gagnon to Gazard. Another soft little dish. Trying to move up with speed and move his way into the zone. It's Eli Robertson, but it's taken back by the Lightning. Soft little tap up to Kennedy. Goes rink wide. Matthews, what a move. Jackson Matthews, backhander, just misses the net. And a small little 2-on-0 that had been right in front of the crease. Matthews on his backhand. That saw a hole and just goes right of the post. And that close to getting back to a 2-goal deficit. Matthews again, this one sliding beneath his stick. DeBoover skating his way back in. The shot, where is it? Rebound, still loose on Gallant. Not sure where it is. Little shoving match after the whistle. And again, another close call for Lewisville as Grand Lake has just played unreal so far in this game, capitalizing on their chances, and especially when they have an extra man on the ice. Around the boards it'll go. Lightning move their way back up, 2-on-2. There's a shot that goes above the net by Leclerc. He was looking for his second, had Hambrook accompanying him. Back down behind the net. Miranda along the wall. Emberly to Bailey. Had slipped down and had tried to make a pass. Teammate being Levine, also unable to stay on his feet. Dumped in, Doan. Behind, sent around by Jenkins. There's Peed. Rimmed around by Miller. Gonna be kept in at the line, behind the net. Banks one way and heads up the other. Thrown out by Bailey or to Henry Peed. Lightning regather in their own end. Moving in across the blue line. Stepping in, Blanchard trying to get his way around Miranda. Goes up to the ringette line, to the net, deflected off the stick of Miller. Leclerc had tried to turn around and quickly throw it out in front. Miller off the boards for Emberly. Emberly up with speed. Austin Emberly still with the shot. Saved by Gallant. Lightning emerge from their own zone. There's a pass. Avon stepping in, and his stick lifted successfully by number 91, Ethan Haley. The Wild had quickly gone in, unable to get a shot. Shot back in, the Wild end. Moved again along the wall. Just a minute and a half left in this game. And the Wild are up by a score of 5-2 and have played a really impressive game thus far. There's a shot. That one just misses the net of Barton. I've won. Unable to corral it. Now goes Blanchard. Blue line. Blackman. Sent down. I've won the shot. Scores! Alex Avon with the puck right next to the slot, and he makes no mistake. Had a lot of room to shoot and did so with some style on it. Now with 1:09 still left to go. It's a 5-3 game in favor of the Wild, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty. There's a shot that misses the net from Gazard. Lightning going to go back to the man advantage. They got to give the puck away. Let them touch it. There's a shot, save, rebound, scores! And the Lightning are now within one with less than a minute left, scoring on the delayed penalty on a 6-on-5, so they will not get their man advantage. It's Leclerc. Again, his second of the game. Cedric Leclerc with the loose puck out in front. There's a shot. He gets his own rebound and taps it by Barton. And now makes this game 5-4 and even tighter as we get to the last minute. Expect Gallant to move his way out of the net soon, if not right off the draw. Lightning trying to bring it into their offensive end. Against the board, skating up is Bailey. That's Emberly rather trying to work his way in. Brought back out by the Lightning. It's Kennedy. Moving his way out. Gallant still in the net. Gazard left across. Shot from the blue line attempt from Kennedy and just couldn't get it off his twig. Rimmed around and shot back in. It's behind the net of Barton. Waiting, trying to shoot up Miranda. Kept it at the blue line. The shot. That one misses the net. Less than 20 seconds. Lewisville still down by a goal. Blocked in by Boudreau. Kept in by Liret. Eventually, it's still in the feet of a couple Wild players. It's cleared out by Austin Emberly as he skates in, passes over. Emberly, the shot, saved by Gallant. The rebound, still loose to the side of the net. Where is it behind the net? Emberly, the shot, another save. And the Wild have taken this first game by a score 5-4. We'll quickly show the ending. Gallant struggling to keep his footing and find the rebound. Another pass from Emberley. And that ends our game by a score 5-4. And we'll quickly go down to the ice for our player of the game presentations.